sticking with autos, let's move on to Tesla. Yesterday, they had their earnings report out. News on the Cybertruck. Elon talking about how demand is very strong there. They have an update on when they want to actually potentially see deliveries at the end of the year, potentially production. But back on demand, he was very bullish on it. Here's what he had to say.
Demand is so far off the hook, you can't even see the hook. So that's really not an issue. I do want to emphasize that the Cybertruck has a lot of new technology in it, like a lot. It doesn't look like any other vehicle because it is not like any other vehicle. And the production ramp will move as fast as the slowest and least likely element of the entire supply chain and internal production.
Musk said there's about 10,000 parts and systems on that car that need to be kind of like, if any of them is a little bit slow or not lucky, as he said, the production slows down. So that's sort of a big deal for them as they ramp up a brand new product. And Adam Jonas this morning talking about how he thinks that Musk has assuaged investor concerns about the fact that he sort of allayed concern that, hey, we're on track. It's going to be this year. Don't be upset.
I just can't get over, we do a lot of the vibe checks, right, on what the earnings calls are like. I mean, that sounds like your buddy calling you up and telling you about cars and, like, get excited.
He talks in, like, a riddle.
Yeah, it was just, like, sometimes I feel like after these calls, his lack of specificness.
It's very broad.
Like, that's what hurts Tesla sometimes, right? It's off the hook. You can't even see the hook. It's
a lot of technology. A lot. Like what does that mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
And what is the actual demand? And can you give me any sort of metric for an actual demand? At one point in that earnings call, he basically said that the analysts were trying to get too specific, and he said, let's just move on. I forget exactly what they were
talking
asking
about gross margins. We're getting too specific on it. We can't gauge that. There's rates, there's this, there's that, there's the world market. We can't give an actual forecast on gross margins based on the world being so unknown, right? Which obviously a lot of companies will give gross margin kind of projections.
What did people care about on the call? Gross margins.
Right?
Yeah. Like from what the stock did today, the stock fell almost 10% because when they wanted gross margin guidance, he just didn't give it. I don't understand at some point why you don't just give a little bit more specific answers when people are looking for specific answers.
You see the trend, it's trending lower. The question is this the bottom? And there was no answer to that. Stock was up a lot. I'm not surprised with a 10% drop here.
Yeah. No, it's true. And, even if demand is high, I know one thing you're concerned about is will the supply be enough to keep up with the demand? Because that's something we've seen with Tesla. It's been an issue.
Yeah, never been a demand problem.